Hello, Placentia community. This is Eric Holmgren, your ambassador at large with the Placentia Chamber of Commerce. And today we are at the historic Bradford House, and I am with Sean Nichols of metriq. How are you doing today, Sean?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Well, good. I'm glad you could come out today. I've seen you at some of the events, but I haven't really had a chance to get to know more about you and your business. So I'm excited about our interview today.
Appreciate the opportunity, yeah.
Cool. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me how long you've had metriq.
So metriq was founded in February of 2022. This was a brainchild from my COVID days, and I was like, I want to do this. My background's in graphic design and web design.
Okay.
I've done that for about 15 years as a contractor. My first paying client was when I was 16 years old.
Okay.
It's bad work, but they paid me for it, so we take the win. Since then, I've done quite a few small businesses, but metriq's been my full-time thing for going on a year now, and we've seen great growth. Our community's taking good care of us.
Cool. And then what is it about metriq? Is it just purely web design, or what other services do you have?
So we are strictly a production agency for websites and videos. That's it. That's all we do. That's my specialty. That's my expertise. I don't do anything outside of that. There are a lot of marketing agencies that do everything. It's not us. Not us.
So are you giving marketing advice when you're doing stuff, or are you kind of working with the client to maybe, if they already have somebody who's on the marketing side, to help put together their message with your web development?
Yeah, it depends on the client, right? I think here in our local community, we've got a few small clients that they don't have marketing managers. Usually they own the business and they're trying to make the investment make sense. We'll usually be more strategic in those instances of what we'd recommend happening. And then all the way on the other side of the gamut, we've worked for large software companies that have their own teams, and we're just the builders, essentially. And they tell us what to make. It's not really common in our market here, but the full gamut really depends on the needs of the business that we support.
Okay. And is your background more on the technical development or artistic side with it, or more on the marketing side?
So my predominantly my background is actually on the design and psychology side. So user experience is the practice of understanding how the brain interacts with marketing collateral, essentially. User experience predominantly is tied to products and websites.
Okay.
We use that methodology in our videos as well. When you think of how to be concise and good, it really good marketing, it really comes down to making sure your message is linear and understandable and relatable, and that's really the synonym between video and web production.
Okay.
But user experience psychology is my background.
Okay. Cool. So having an idea of what the images and what the experience of the website is going to do to help foster the engagement with the client is what's important.
Yeah, absolutely. Same thing with our videos too. It comes down to how do we build trust for these businesses so that way they can build trust with their consumers.
Okay, very good. Well, as you know, with our chamber chats, one of the things that we want to talk about is a chance for you to share some business wisdom with our community.
Sure.
So usually it's a question of what's a business challenge you've had recently and how have you overcome it?
I think this is probably the challenge I've had for the last, 3 or 4 months really is just kind of operational excellence, which I think is a really cliche thing to say.
Okay.
I think every company wants to be excellent at what they produce. We've been fortunate enough to grow really quickly, way faster than I thought we were going to grow, which is great. I'm excited by that as a business owner. But we weren't really positioned for that growth, and we had a few projects that just weren't up to my standard and what we want to produce. Our clients might have been happy, but I wasn't happy. And so we ran an audit on what we were doing in terms of new business and new projects, and then our delivery time and our windows, and we realized we were kind of stretched too thin, which I think comes into hiring people, and that's a market right now everyone's kind of hurting with.
Right.
But really, I think the thing that I've learned the most is just it's best to sell one solution and do it really, really well than it is to sell 3 solutions to 3 businesses and do them a third of the total deliverable, right? Total your capability, really. And so I think that's probably what I've learned and what I try to communicate with any like smaller businesses and even businesses that are maybe more focused on growth of growing is great until it starts to impede on your ability to do really good work.
Okay.
Because inherently what will happen is you might grow very quickly and then you'll get too busy and then your growth will stagnate either because you don't have the time or because that quality is starting to drop because we only have fundamental time, or we have a finite amount of time rather.
So for you with this audit, was it a case where you said, okay, based on on my current situation, the staffing, etc., we could only handle so many hours of product production.
Yeah.
And so therefore you on the sales end have kind of had to throttle
Yeah.
some of the stuff. So instead of like, yes, I'll take that, yes, I'll take that, yes, I'll take that, you're like, I'd love to do it, but we don't have the time, kind of thing.
It's actually it's a marriage of the two, where we've definitely said, hey, we can't do this in the timeline you need it, especially approaching Black Friday. We've got quite a few commerce tied businesses that are going to pick up.
Okay.
And to make sure we protect them, we said no to some new business. But it's also setting expectation of we can do this for you, it's just going to take us more time because we have to protect our production and the quality of what we do. And we've been fortunate enough that a lot of our referrals and our clients have understood that and still signed on and still said, yeah, we're good, we want your work, but if it takes more time, then that's fine. So that's very fortunate. We won't be that fortunate for long, so the intent is to hire some people and grow that way.
And then getting to that, so that's kind of your bottleneck right now, is you need some more staff, so that way then you can then take on more projects. For as far as finding people, what are some of the ways that or strategies that you're looking to try to find experienced people?
So I'm very selective with who we hire, because you have to have an attention for quality and not an attention for production. And I think a lot of people enter the market space, and we do tend to hire people that are early career, because a lot of it is technical and it's hitting the right buttons, and that can be taught. But if you're early career, usually you're pretty hungry, which means that you're really driven to do good work.
Right.
And so
So am I too old?
Not at all. Not at all. It's more so when it comes to people that have experience, we kind of have to vet them a little bit more in terms of like what matters to you and how you conduct business, right? I think there is this nomenclature where if you own a small business, everything has to be tied to revenue. Not how I run my business. There's no Ferrari in my parking lot, and that's not because I don't want one, it's because that's not what drives me.
Right.
And so the quality is the thing that we hire for. And so we're fortunate we've got a few people that are very much tied to quality, and they know my expectation, and they're encouraged to keep me accountable on quality. And we'll hire people as they come around. Really, anyone that has experience behind a camera is someone we talk to quite a bit. But yeah, I think it's more so just the personality is what I look for at this point. Technical skills can come. I dropped out of high school. Like I didn't have a technical skill until I had the technical skill. So I really can't be a judger or judgmental when it comes to those things.
Well, you're in good company. I have Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, a lot of the same things, you know.
Yeah. I went back and I finished some stuff, but it's just one of those things of you don't know what you don't know. I can't hold people accountable for that.
Right. Yeah, well, and this is the same sort of thing I know when I'm hiring folks. If they have the right personality, that's huge. You can teach them the technical, nuts and bolts of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's very hard to try to change somebody's outlook and behavior.
Yeah, we used to call it culture fit, and I think that's a part of it. I used to work in corporate America, and I think culture fit is a part of it, but I think it's more so just what motivates you to have a job. Obviously, everyone wants to pay their bills. I don't want my people working more than they need to. Fortunately, or unfortunately, lately they've been a little bit busier than I'd like, so that's something that I've got to fix, right? But what motivates you to do good work? And if you find those people that are motivated, one, by their own financial need, because everyone's got to live, but also by doing good work, those are the people that we usually will keep.
Okay. Well, cool. It was great to talk more and
Likewise.
learn more about your business.
Likewise.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with our friends out there in the Placentia community before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I think if your business is looking to grow and you want to tell a story on video, or you want a website that'll help generate more money and more revenue for you, let us know. We're here to support. We offer free consultation, so not every conversation has to cost you money, but other than that, we're here.
Good. Well, very good, Sean.
Appreciate
so
you,
good to see you. Yeah.
Thank you.
And everybody out there, until our next episode, be well.
Later.